Captain. Incoming message.
It was the dawn of the third age of mankind. Groovy.
Hi-ho. This is me, Kermit the Frog.
Hello there.
Moopsy.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Not a great plan.
Program complete. Enter when ready.
Let's see what's out there. Engage.
Hey there, we're those sci-fi guys, and this is that Those Sci-Fi Guys show. Just two working dudes, different lives, different jobs, but a whole lot of love for science fiction and the fun that comes with. We're your hosts. I am P.S. McKay, and Paramount is threatening us with another Star Trek movie, which just means it's another day ending in Y. Thank you very much.
And I'm DT Cavman, and you know they're batting about 150 on projects lately, so they got to go back down to the minors, warm up a little bit, and see if they can give us something we actually want.
Your mouth to the good Lord's ears, sir. And we are joined by a special guest. Those of you who have been watching or listening are no stranger to him. It is Dave from These Sci-Fi Guys. Thank you, Dave, for coming along for the fun.
Well, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So the conversation was, Dave was like, your crossovers episode was incomplete. And we agree.
Of course it was incomplete. We said we needed a part 2.
We agree. And I'm like, do you have some information that you would like to relay and perhaps partake it? And he said, indubitably. And it was verbatim. Indubitably. So thank you for joining us, Dave. Yes, we're here for part 2. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing pretty well. Just a little tired. It's been a long day. Yeah, had a kid get kicked off the bus today because we had a fight, and things like that. Just make your day, right?
Yep.
Those are the ones you really don't like. You just like, oh, come on, guys. You're in the bus for like 30 minutes total. Why are you fighting? So, anyway.
I think about that id of being that young and everything. And that 30 minutes might as well have felt, interminable. I get it,
Sometimes was.
It really, it felt like that, it's like, well, I better make my move now. It's like I don't make excuses for it. It's just crazy.
Did you, Mac? Did you and DT ride the bus together?
We did.
We did actually, yeah. Especially in middle school.
Like it was surprised. Our bus stop was like a quarter of a mile apart, and half the time you guys walked down to ours anyway.
We did. He was right down the street, and we actually, they had the bus stop right there at the top of the cul-de-sac, and that's where DT lived. And we would either be at our house or we'd head over to where DT's house was with all the other neighborhood kids. So, and then in middle school, it went 3/4 of a mile, not 3/4 of a mile, 1/3 of a mile up the street. So
it felt longer. When you were
it did
just
feel longer. Yeah.
Longer.
Especially in the winter where my wet hair would just freeze solid in that cold. So but yeah.
Slogging up those icy New England streets.
Yeah, I would not want to drive in that. No, thank you.
Oh, it was
my first driving lesson was 6 and 4 inches of snow, Dave.
Okay, I live in South Georgia. This last year was the first year we've had snow in like 9 years, and it was like that much on the ground, like an inch, and my daughter was just like, oh, it's snowing, she's like, yeah, it's like every 9 years it snows, and I'm like, oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know,
and
it's funny being, and Mac, of course, is out in, California. But when I was in like Texas, right, and that we would get snow, they would close Fort Hood, which is the largest military base in the world, because they don't have the ability to do it. It was a 2 inches of snow and maybe a little, ice crust on it, and it's like, oh, people up here still try to golf in that, but they don't
Well,
have
Atlanta,
the
they
standing
shut Atlanta down in
capabilities.
a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, oh
You know,
same thing in Texas. You go about 400 miles north to central Kansas, where I was at Fort Riley, and you would have snow drifts of 3 feet because of all the wind. Like, I'd look out my front window and go, "Holy crap! It's like 2 feet," and then I go out, and open up the garage, and there's nothing on the driveway. But there's like a dune of snow drifted up like 3.5 feet up off the ground in spots. So you never really knew how much you had. There seemed to be these dunes like on. Holy shit, that's quite the graphic.
that is busy.
it is busy. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I was doing some work while you were talking. So
I'll tell you, man, that's an interesting graphic, even for
yeah,
me, who's not a Doctor Who guy.
Yeah.
No hate towards it, just wasn't really my jam. Interesting though, you have Kirk and Spock from the '60s with that ridiculous phaser rifle,
Laser.
and
I was gonna say the laser rifle
in the '80s, '90s Klingons, and
and
90s,
Romulans.
yeah.
and what, a bunch of C-3PO clones in the background.
Those are the Cybermen from Doctor Who.
Okay, I don't know
So.
Doctor Who at all. I just know he has a
Oh.
sonic screwdriver. That's the only thing I know about it. Okay, then who's the female? Is that the new woman Doctor Who, or is that?
So this is
Is
like
that Karen
season
Gillian?
3. Yeah, it's Karen Gillan, and it was season
Oh,
3
yeah.
or 4 of the new revival with
Matt
what's his
Smith,
name?
isn't it?
Well, this is Matt Smith. So she
Yeah.
transitioned from David Tennant to Matt Smith. So she was the bridge there, and then and then she stayed on for a little bit, and then Karen went on to other things. I don't know what though.
Nebula.
Bless her heart though. Help her.
Bless
Hope
her
her
heart.
career turns out well. So but
She was in that movie with The Rock.
the Rock.
Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah. Oh,
She
I'm
was in
so drawing a
Jumanji.
blank.
Jumanji.
Oh yeah, Jumanji.
Jumanji.
Yeah. Okay. What was that? The Next Level or Welcome to the Jungle and the Next
Welcome
Level?
to the Jungle in the next.
Yeah.
She was in both. Yeah.
Yeah, we actually watched Zathura recently on our show, and I'm glad they fixed the franchise when they went back to the original kind of storyline than they did with Zathura. It just was too confusing for the mainstream.
Okay.
What? Wait a minute, Thor or
Zathura.
hold on. Oh, Zathura. Okay, so
Yeah.
you saw Zathura. I remember watching that when it first came out in like 2006 or something. I was doing a lot of traveling for work, and that came on in the hotel, and I watched that, and I thought it was. I didn't like how the kids treated each other.
Yeah. Oh,
I found that very off-putting.
I
What is
didn't
this?
care for the movie at all.
It was a spiritual successor to Jumanji before the Welcome to the Jungle.
Right.
where
Wasn't it like
they play the board game and it goes into space?
And the board game was
out
like from the
space.
50s.
Yeah. Super
Okay.
retro. The girl from Twilight's in it before she was Bella.
She did nothing. Well, she did basically the same thing in Bella that she did in this movie. It just stand around and do nothing.
That was literally what she did. She screamed
Exactly.
a lot and then froze and just stood there. So
just
And kind of glared and did that glare.
yeah, the glare. Yeah.
I just
Maybe
I never got her.
Yeah, I could understand. I could understand it. It's fine. I mean, we're not here to bash that. It's been done.
I'm not bashing. I just certain things click for you, certain things don't.
Yeah. Read read Life and Death, which is the book by the same woman who wrote Twilight, except she gender reverses it. So it's a female vampire and a male student, and you'll get it. It'll completely change. Or not. Don't do it. How about now, right? That's fine.
See, now, if I recall DT saying something like a real friend would tell you not to watch something bad.
You know, it's funny. It's funny. It was because of that book, and I was reading the words in it because my wife had just finished it, and she's like, "You really need to see it. Read this." And I'm like, "Okay, fine, I'll read it." And I read it, and you know, it was okay. But some of the writing methodology was atrocious. The dialogue,
Stilted, hackneyed.
and that's what caused me. It was that book, Life and Death, that caused me to go back to my unfinished second book and look at what I wrote and go, you know what? There's something here, and I need to finish this. So it was Life and Death that inspired me to finish my second book, which is now published on Amazon. You can get it on Amazon. I'm working on with Apple at this point to get the other vectors, but
just keep.
I am now 100 pages into my third book, and it was all because of that. So I can't really disparage Life and Death because good things came out of it. So, but yeah, it was the bad writing that caused me to do that.
That's good.
So, all right. Time's precious here. We have a little under an hour here available, so let's get started. Dave, as the honorary guest, why don't you get started with your first thoughts on a couple crossover ideas? DT and I got mired in what worlds would mesh most.
Yeah, with Babylon 5 a lot.
With Babylon 5 a lot. You know, we talked about Firefly meshing with them.
In fairness, I was in the midst of a B5 rewatch, so there was a lot of things fresh in my mind. But I did try to take a look at universes that were, I thought, spiritually connected, like either their technology kind of made sense, you know, or their philosophies kind of seemed like they would make sense. That's just where I was going with it for me.
Yeah. But, well, I mean, honestly, when I was thinking of this, there was certain ones were scenarios. Like, okay, like for example, I know y'all talk about the Marvel Universe. All right. Iron Man is incorrect. When after Tony Stark left the cave.
Yes.
Right? Yep. All right. He ends up, eventually he's going to become Doctor Doom. We know that. Sorry, spoilers if you're out there. I just heard that he's going to be Doctor Doom.
Mon Dieu.
Not much.
Okay. Well,
that's the whole marketing
man
plan.
Yeah. Well, the man who replaced him was Dr. Sam Beckett. And he wanted to fix what once went wrong from Quantum Leap.
Fascinating.
So the entire series of the MCU is actually Dr. Beckett fixing the problem in the first
Wow. Place. That's a long leap for Ziggy to handle.
You know what, though? To quote Jerry Reed, it's a long way to go, but a short time to get there.
Short time to get there. We're eastbound and down. I don't know. I always thought something like that would be really interesting, to have Dr. Beckett, actually, go from a quantum leap going into some of these superheroes, I still to this day, I want to see an Arrow Hawkeye crossover.
Ooh,
I just think
like
that would be
Stephen Amell Arrow.
Yeah, from the TV series, and then I always call him Hawkeye. I mean, I can never. What is it? A Reamer? I can never remember.
Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner. Yeah. Actually have a show with the two of them crossed over. I mean, because you could do all the superheroes, but I just think those two are on just the same level. They're regular guys who have just gotten into archery, and just to see who would best each other.
Yeah, this is funny. So, if you take a look on the middle left, you'll see Hawkeye, and if you take a look in the middle right, far right, you'll see Arrow. This is the smorgasbord here. I'll actually.
Well, I mean, the right side appears to be heavy DC as they start to mix together.
It's all DC on the right, all mostly Marvel.
I don't know. There seems like there's an awful lot of DC in there. Where's Iron Man? Oh, here he is. And he's in the middle.
Yeah, there he is.
And Wonder Woman is fighting She-Hulk. Okay.
That makes sense. I can
That makes sense.
I can get behind that.
I can see that. See, now,
Hulk
to me, it should be Batman should be fighting Iron Man. Or
Batman could have his own Iron Man suit, really. I mean, that's what happened in Batman v Superman.
But
I mean, it is, but I know that people sometimes like to face him off with Captain America. I never really got that, because I think they're too diametrically opposed.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. I think he would clash more with Iron Man.
Yeah, I mean, they're both philanthropists. They're both billionaires, millionaires, whatever they are. They both have the ego the size of New York, and
Yes.
You're right. They would make a better pairing. When you have up here though, Thor and Shazam, I think that's a fantastic pairing. Right,
that is a really good pairing.
Yes,
you actually have God versus God.
Yep. Yeah, and I didn't mean to conflate what your Hawkeye versus Green Arrow thing was. I literally just got this image. I'm like, oh well, there they are. Hold on. So
I mean, anything with MCU and DC, joining or fighting or whatever, I think would be fantastic. It really would.
Rumor has it, and this is strictly rumor, I have no insider knowledge, I'm just hearing it on the grapevine through the interwebs, that Feige is quietly reaching out to Gunn to say, maybe you want to think about this, because of the woe of the MCU lately, and the Superman was really good. I really liked it, but it didn't have the splash that they were hoping for. So,
I enjoyed it, to be honest with you. I thought it was pretty solid.
Yeah. But this might literally be our future, entertainment-wise, right here. So,
might be, but unfortunately, all of your good MCU characters are gone now.
Well, that's the kicker, right? I mean, that's the issue.
They've either killed them off, or else they went back in time and decided to get old, or they've been replaced.
Mm-hmm. No, that's true, and that's the issue. And all the heroes that they've introduced in the last 3 years, not done so well. So how do you base an Avengers off of heroes that no one wants to see?
You can call it the Thunderbolts. I mean,
in fairness, I actually thought that was kind of entertaining.
Everyone who saw it thought it was entertaining.
It was fair. It was fair. It was fair. I mean, honestly, that movie should have been about Bucky. I've said it for a long time that really Bucky should have been the star, and everything should have been surrounded around him. Not because the biggest problem with it is, if you didn't see Black Widow, which, of course, remember, Black Widow came out in the middle of COVID, and the only way to see it was if you had Disney Plus, and nobody saw it. So
I actually saw it in the theater.
Yeah. Well, you're a rarity. So
I put a mask on, went to the theater, and there was nobody around me, so it was fine.
But that's what I'm saying is, so many people never saw Black Widow, and the main character for Thunderbolts is basically her sister. So
right.
And then if you didn't see Black Widow, you didn't see her growing up, so you didn't understand what she was going through. So it just was a lot of convoluted things that just didn't make sense.
Well, the biggest problem with that movie was that it should have followed Captain America Civil War, since that's how they created it. And if they actually had filmed it and put it afterwards, it would have at least felt earned. Rather than it's like, oh, yeah, we kind of screwed the pooch on this one. And
well, I mean, yeah. I mean, the last I checked, Black Widow wasn't a crossover, right?
No.
Sorry, Jackass says what?
What? There we are. I just want. I know we're tangenting, so I know Dave has a lot of ideas.
So that's what you got. That's what y'all do. It's okay.
We do tangent. You're so structured, and it's your show is so well structured and put together. You have segments. You have title cards. We're like butterfly. So I want to put a good representation for you. So
well, I promise I won't do any ad reads. So
okay. Well, now they all tuned out. So
yeah. Well, the ad reads were fun.
The ad reads were funny. They really were.
That was a good idea. Nice job.
If you want me to get us back on track, okay. I don't know if you guys. I'm much older than you guys are, so I'm not even sure if you even know of these. I know you know of one of the series, but I don't know if you know even about the second one. Okay. The first series will be Space 1999. Space 1999. The premise of it is Moon got ripped out of orbit.
Oh,
all right. Yeah. And then it was going along as its thing. Well, in what I think would be a fantastic crossover is the Moon comes back to Earth. It eventually gets, circles around the universe and comes back. Comes into orbit, and lo and behold, on the planet is the Planet of the Apes.
Oh shoot. Okay, first of all, timely, because these are contemporary franchises here.
Yeah.
Here's the
Planet of the Apes was pretty classic.
Yeah.
And then,
and especially at the end of the classic, at the end of the Space Planet of the Apes, Charlton Heston got all upset because it was Earth that they crash landed on. He didn't realize it was Earth, and then he sees the Statue of Liberty and just the arm and the head was out of it. And no, Space 1999 was a fantastic TV series. It really was. The first season was. Second season, not as good. They wanted to make it darker. They wanted to make it, more stuff. The first season was really though. I mean, and it was done in the 70s. So, yeah, fun show.
Yeah, I can see that. Oh well, that's not it. Look at that. So is that the antagonist right here?
No. Actually, that is Maya. This is I think this picture here is the second season. Maya actually is a shapeshifter. She ends up she's able to turn herself into any animal, which 99% of the shows was a tiger, just because. But yeah, she was able to change herself into any animal. But in the first season, she was actually in another. There really was no protagonist. It's just every planet they went to, something happened, and then it just kind of make them further away from Earth. So and it's just survival. Is how do they survive?
Okay, kind of like a Sliders situation. Well, almost. I mean, the whole trying to find your way home, and you're just getting further and further away. That's really that's
again, and that's also Quantum Leap.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
or Voyager.
Yeah, see, that's Maya in the middle.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, I can get behind that. I mean, you've got the contemporary era. You have both in the 70s. I know the first movie of Planet of the Apes was 69,
but close enough.
68, yeah. But they had a bunch of other movies, and didn't they have a TV show too?
Yes, they did. Planet of the Apes did.
Yeah. So, yeah, I can
And
sign off on this.
It only lasted like one season because it was just too expensive for them to keep running it, because of all the makeup,
That's
But yeah,
funny.
no, it was a fun show, really was. And of course, the Eagle, the main ship that they use is what they ended up basing so many different spaceships around. It was like the standard it became. It was pretty wild.
So they get back to Earth, and it's run by the apes.
And it's run by the apes. So now the apes who can't stand stinking humans have to deal with a technologically advanced humans.
Oh, that is.
Did they have like shuttles and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's what the Eagle was. The Eagle is just basically a shuttle that in it, but it had a laser. It did have a laser on it. So
all right, all right.
Obviously, it's 70s technology and stuff. But
okay,
yeah,
basically Stone Age apes, not Stone Bronze Age apes.
Bronze Age, yeah. So I just think the interaction, because a lot of the show is dialogue based too. It's not action based because they want to talk their way out of stuff. They know they have a finite amount of time before the moon passes on, so they're only able to get to a planet, check it out for a little bit, meet some people, and then they got to get back.
Yeah. So. Does it hyper jump the moon?
No, it is just constant.
Just spiraling out of.
Just spiraling out. What happened was there was a nuclear explosion because they were keeping all of Earth's nuclear waste was being kept on the moon, and then there was an explosion that ripped the moon out of Earth's orbit.
Okay, all right.
So that's the premise of the show. Yeah,
that's good. That's good. Okay.
Okay. How about something a little closer to that you guys would understand then? All right, Men in Black and Ghostbusters.
Yes.
That should have been the thing, right? That should have been the thing.
Should have been the thing. That would have been so much fun. The Ghostbusters are getting ready to bust a ghost, and they're like, no. That's our buddy George.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a good one. It's the same thing, right? So did someone even talk about it? Because they came out with was RIPD with
right. There was Ryan there was a lot of potential with that one.
There was, but it was basically Ghostbusters and Men in Black teamed up. I remember it was a criticism by cracked.com and that over pretentious website way back in the day. They're saying this is just a derivative of Ghostbusters and Men in Black. And I'm like, well, that would be a good crossover in and of itself. So
yeah, that would be.
Yeah. Just trying to see here. This is the best one I can find. No. They did have. No, these are all Reddit posts. I'm not getting any good images from it. I'm sorry. But it would work. The comedy's there. The urgency to keep the status quo is all there. Ghostbusters are out in the open. Men in Black are behind the scenes. So it would have to be an alien that is interdimensional, that goes between the plane of mortality and post-mortality. And they would need to have dual technologies to be able to do that. I think that could work. Look at that. I just made that up on the spot. I like that. That's good. That's good. And then we're talking about a containment failure of the containment union at the Ghostbusters. And then we also have like some kind of like core breach. They released all the bad alien guys in Men in Black 2, so that would be derivative. If we did, they
and then at the very end of the movie, though, they go ahead and flash the Ghostbusters with their little. You forget.
Yeah.
Now that would be good.
That would be poignant. And Egon would be like, well, not Egon, but let's just have fun and say Egon would be there, and he would be the only one to realize early on that the Men in Black would have to zap them or whatever. What did they call it?
Egon would have probably developed some sort of like film for
Shield.
his glasses that would keep it from affecting him. or
Yeah,
something.
and he's the
That's-
only one that knew what was happening. So he just kind of let it
and
fly.
he ain't telling.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yep. That would be good. That would be good. I like that.
Nicely done.
Okay.
Nicely done.
Good job. What about you, DT?
Oh, like Dave kicked open a whole bunch of different
I know.
things now.
I know.
I
I'm
mean,
actually not going to contribute to this. I'm just going to moderate because this is delicious for me. I'm not good enough to be able to actually contribute, but I can add. I can add, but
Okay, let me
So-
throw this out there. How about giant monsters? You got
Oh.
Voltron. Okay, you got Godzilla. You've got the Power Rangers. You've got Pacific Rim, Transformers. I mean,
Yep. Okay, so this came
So
up.
you just upended your toy box. And
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you got Pacific Rim and Godzilla. You
Yeah.
know, that would be good. And Godzilla teams up with them after an initial misunderstanding.
Yeah.
And they both have to go lick their wounds because they're both really good fighters. And then gosh, my monster lore. Because I just saw the last 20 minutes of Godzilla King of the Monsters, which angered me when I first saw it. Because it was just, I'm like, okay, so the mom did this, why? And then all these titans have come out. Like basically, human civilization is gone. Like it just like,
and then the next one comes out with Kong. Kong comes and helps everything out,
And-
even though
and
they
everyone
like
seems-
to fight at the beginning.
yeah. But everyone seems
mean-
fine. You know, civilization's there. You got a kid doing his podcast talking about the monster cover up. I'm like, well, didn't you just see all those titans? Like, but
What I was saying is you could bring so
Yes.
many other series in it too. You could bring Voltron, you know, you could bring the Power Rangers, you know, you could bring the Transformers, you know, it would be
Mhm.
real easy because they're all kind of giant monsters. It would be, I mean, you'd have to do some creative writing for sure to make it all fit, but it's
sure,
possible.
yeah.
here's one.
Yeah.
This is Voltron and Transformers. I don't know if this is that well, but you would have Voltron and Power Rangers team up with
Well,
The
I mean, 'cause, you
Jaegers?
know, yeah, that'd be kind of neat.
that would be good. You'd have to
Well,
get some
you know,
interstellar help.
Voltron, Pacific Rim, and Power Rangers would all kind of, I think, fit that together. You know, fighting giant monsters with giant robots
Mhm.
all seems to fit there. Transformers, I know that comic books back in the day they had GI Joe Transformer crossovers, and I remember reading one when I was a kid that had a Transformers Spider-Man crossover, which you know, again, these are
Was that
I
like
think
one of those PSA ones where they say no, smoking's
No,
bad?
I
Okay.
think it was. I think Marvel must have had the rights to Transformers. It's probably
I
what
think
it was.
did. They did. At least comics wise.
Right.
Do you,
But,
do
you
you, do
know-
you, I was going to ask you, DT, do you remember ever going to the BX or the PX and
Sure.
picking up the
The free
military
comics.
comic, the free comic? Yeah.
I've
They're
got
always were
some.
done by, they're always like Marvel, but they always were,
Yeah.
or, you know, they were always having to deal with Captain America comes in and helps the military, or Thor comes in and does this,
Yeah.
or, you know.
So I remember, yeah, I would go and they would be there for a while. I remember just picking some up. I see one somewhere. I picked one up. It was fun. It was cute. And I ended up holding on to a few of them. And then when my nephews got to be old enough to start liking superheroes, I knew that those were okay because they let them free lying around in the PX. So I boxed up all the ones I had, probably about a half a dozen that I had gathered over like 2 years, and shipped it off to my my in-laws, and they got a kick out of it. But I did, Mac and I did a nostalgia episode probably 2 years ago, and I went online and I found a couple and bought some because you're opening them and then it's like you know, there was one where it was like Captain America is like dropping off some Humvee filled with supplies, because he had made a promise back in World War II when he borrowed somebody's Jeep or something like that.
I think I've read that exact one too.
Yeah.
I do remember that. That's wild. Oh, that's wild.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I enjoyed those. One that was kind of interesting, where you were talking about certain crossovers, though, with monsters and stuff was, I think here, and this might be a little out of pocket, but Ash from The Evil Dead with Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh. Okay, did Buffy deal with zombies?
All sorts of demons and monsters.
She did a lot of demons and monsters and stuff. So I mean, zombies could fit right in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could.
The Book of the Dead, Giles digging up all these weird occult things. Sure. Right. Yeah. And all of Buffy speak is like snark and quips, and that's
that would translate well
to a T.
That would translate well. You think Campbell would have the wherewithal to revisit it at this point? I've seen some appearances of his, and he doesn't come off as wanting to be there.
Well, I mean, you'd have to put like prime Bruce Campbell in.
Yeah, it'd have to be like Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be. I don't know. I think that'd be kind of fun.
That would translate well.
Would be fun.
That would.
I definitely think it had some this, because there's some camp with both.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of fun that when it comes to that camp and that, the grittiness that comes with it.
Sorry, I'm still stuck on Voltron coming in to save Pacific Rim with Godzilla. So, because I'm thinking up a whole storyline in my head.
Well, just to watch how it should have ended. How it should have ended has Voltron, it has Power Rangers, it has all of them when it comes to the Jaegers,
It must have been years. Then I must have totally forgot it. I guess
how it should have ended.
Or I didn't see it. They're still around. They still do work. I just don't see enough movies to I don't want to ruin it. I used to go see everything that they did before they came out with something. So, okay.
I don't know. I still watch whenever it has Superman and Batman. And they just sit there and talk. The cafe. Yeah, I still watch those. The rest of them, I kind of bypass them. Yeah,
Superhero Cafe was my favorite. Why? Because I'm Batman.
Yeah.
Because I'm Batman. Yeah.
That's good. All right. I lost track of who just last went.
Me. Buffy and Ash.
Okay, Buffy and Ash. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. This one was specifically for you, DT. Specifically for you.
Sure.
Okay. Wing Commander. Where'd it go? I lost it. Get my list here. Where'd I put it? It is. Come on, Wing Commander. I know I said it. There it is, right there. Okay, Wing Commander, Starship Troopers, and Space Above and Beyond.
Oh,
well, I can definitely talk about two of those: Space Above and Beyond and Starship Troopers. I've heard of Wing Commander. I've seen clips from the movie. I never played the video game.
I mean, you're referring more to the video game, right, Dave?
Yeah. I mean, the movie was loosely based on the video game, but yeah, I mean, I grew up playing the video game. I love the game, but yeah, I just think that all of them they're kind of all military. But they had different aliens, but they were all kind of bug-like, kind of they did. It was more of tigers, kind of in the. Of a Wing Commander, but still, I can see in Starship Troopers, they're having an elite unit, and that's Space Above and Beyond.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm pulling up Wing Commander pictures. Was Mark Hamill part of that at the very beginning?
That was Mark Hamill was part of Wing Commander 3 and 4. So was the guy that played Zoran, the one that killed Kirk.
Okay.
He was in there.
Oh,
in the last couple
Malcolm
ones.
McDowell.
Soran.
Malcolm McDowell, yeah.
Soren? Yeah, Soren. You were right the first time. Soren.
Yeah, the game itself was fun. The movie was so. Although the ships they did, they kind of look like A-10s. So we'll give them a pass on that.
I'm getting a lot of prosthetics pictures and stuff. But here I'll share this. Let's remove you and oh man. Let's see. Share the screen, please. Dude. And dude. There. So there's Mark Hamill. And there's this. Like they had like a bunch of pictures of them prepping this thing. And
that thing is supposed to be the bad guys, the baddies.
Okay.
Wild.
Yeah.
This is all part of the video game series.
And then Rhys Davies?
Yeah.
Oh man.
John Rhys Davies?
Yeah.
That almost doesn't even look like Mark Hamill.
It really
that shot there. It almost doesn't even look like him. It's close.
Yeah.
But
that's crazy. See, this was right before my time when I started getting computers with good computing power and stuff. So I before this, I was playing King's Quest by Sierra Online. So
wow,
that didn't require that much power.
Yeah, this one took a lot of power because it was so video heavy. Because all the cutscenes were basically what these guys are doing. They're all this. They were acting and putting it all in there. But they also, some of them were kind of holographic, so they were able to get away with some of the look.
Yeah, the imperfections and stuff in video in the early 90s.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, you know what did that too? StarCraft. Oh. Okay, StarCraft did that too. They had the video transmissions, and they only showed video transmissions of the interactions between the characters in the cutscenes, and it was interstitial. Every other line was black to make it look like a transmission, and that cut down on that was their little trick to cut down on resolution and power issues and stuff. So that's the ship.
Interesting.
I don't recognize that one. If it was, that one was one of the later ones. Yeah, that you could tell. Some of these were when they were attacking the planet and stuff. Yeah, so fun game, really fun game. But
who's a crossover? Space Above and Beyond.
Space Above and Beyond. Wing Commander and Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers. That would work. Let's see. Starship Troopers takes place. All right, so we'd have to have interdimensional.
Starship Troopers and Space Above and Beyond really do kind of, I think, fit it together in a very interesting way because, both times, you see like initial encroachment by humanity leads to a very brutal response by these very distinctive aliens that kind of push all the way to the frontier.
That's not the theory. The running theory for Starship Troopers is that it was a false flag operation that blew up Buenos Aires.
Well, that happens.
Yeah. So, but that's the running theory now. And Dave, did I talk to you about my realization about Starship Troopers and why everyone looked the way they did in Buenos Aires?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So my entire
Very
life,
uncomfortable thing.
I know. Well, it wasn't Buenos. Was it Buenos Aires? Yeah, it was Buenos
Yes, it
Aires,
was.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that Buenos Aires is in Brazil. And in the 90s, I'm sitting here going, oh, yeah, all right. So you got this really advanced society, and this is good. This is good South American representation. And you see, clean living, all that stuff. I like it. This is good. It's not US centric. I can live with that. It's like world centric, so to speak. And all right, fine. It was only until a few months ago that I realized, oh, wait a minute. This was an authoritarian government. And who went to Argentina as refuge post World War II?
They didn't go to the moon, I can tell you that.
They didn't go to the moon. So I'm like, oh my gosh, everyone looks Aryan in Argentina in this movie for a reason.
And you like those uniforms too?
Everyone in the movie looked, I think, if I recall right, I don't remember.
Even the people who weren't Aryan looked Aryan in some form or another.
In the movies, there were a few, but they weren't like major characters.
No.
Yeah.
But that was my realization. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is that deep. That's how deep they went with the authoritarianism. I can't speak tonight, apparently. So, anyway, that was my tangent. Yeah. I'm sure everyone feels more rich and rewarded for that and that little bit of info too. So,
boy, isn't that fun?
Yep. Yeah. All right, DT, what do you got?
Well, I had mentioned Battlestar Galactica and who was it? Battlestar and Firefly possibly being a good crossover. A lot of big universe, still only humans, right?
Yep.
And the Cylons are created by humans. The Reavers were created by humans. All of that, right? Seems to fit. The technology doesn't seem that different aside from jump technology.
Yep.
But you could also, wouldn't it be interesting if, as Galactica and the fleet are making jumps towards Earth, they actually jump in the middle of the Earth-Chig War? And the 13th colony is Space Above and Beyond.
Ooh. Okay. So that humanity was based off of wormholes versus fast FTL travel, which were basically jumps. Okay. But same kind of principle. Yeah, I can get behind it. I can get behind that. And I mean, what would happen? Would the Cylons and the aliens from 99 team up, or the Cylons would seek a thing? Because they don't like biologics. I mean, they think of themselves as their own superiority. Or
they would probably, but here's the thing. In the Space Above and Beyond universe, the AIs have gone rogue. So they would actually team with these AIs, and it might actually force the humans and the Chigs to have to work together to defeat these artificial life forms.
I know that the term for these aliens is completely made up, and it is completely innocent, and it's from the mid-90s. But I can't seem to bring myself to say that that term. Well, I know it's derogatory.
If you rewatch the series
in the show, it's derogatory.
It's supposed to be kind of derogatory,
right? I know. It's weird. And that's my own personal hang-up.
You're right. It doesn't sound great.
It doesn't sound good.
That's kind of the point,
right? Yeah.
So, I mean, there's like certain things are like, oh, I don't like that word. That word just sounds wrong,
Yeah.
And it was, but there is some interesting, things that come out of that, right? If you
Mhm.
listen to, just watch the Clone Wars, the clones refer to droids as clankers, and it's a derogatory term,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's unfortunately that's rife what happens when you have conflict.
What other made up
War.
derogatory terms would we like to talk about?
Hey, they had a lot. Remember, they had a lot in Space Above and Beyond. In
Well, the joke
vitros,
is
Yeah.
cut
they
Thor
all
in
have,
and cut Thor in to say all derogatory terms are made up. So and there we are. So yes, what they call them, the in vitros in
in vitros were called tanks because they were grown in
Tank.
tanks.
Yeah.
tanks. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. All right. Dave, you have a list. Are we making any
Yeah.
dent into this list?
Oh yes, yes. Yeah, we're doing
Okay.
well.
I like lists.
All right. One of the ones I know y'all didn't talk too much about Star Trek last time, and
Almost purposefully, but yeah.
Yeah.
purposely, but okay. So, for example, when you had Voyager, who were besides the Borg? Who were the baddies in Voyager?
8437,
Okay.
8734.
And the
I'm thinking,
Kazon to start with.
yeah. I was thinking like the Hirogen.
I was just gonna say the
Okay.
Hirogen, yeah.
Erosion.
They
sorry.
were. It's. I mean, whatever. I mean, tomato.
But
tomato, it's fine.
hunter race that's designed for the hunt and all that. That's the Predator.
Okay.
Okay,
But-
yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have to be Voyager either. It could be, something that the TNG runs into, or even Strange New Worlds, that they run
Well,
into.
Strange New Worlds would have the Hirogen hunt the Gorn because that's
that's true.
That's their alien. So, I mean, that's where we're
It
at.
is,
That's Alien
but
versus
you got to admit
Predator.
it's better than Discovery, though. It is.
It is. They actually give some, character development to their cast.
Yeah, but they keep adding I mean, they make it look
Yeah.
like that the whole cast was there, and then all of a sudden Kirk just takes over the Enterprise eventually,
Yeah.
And it's like
They keep adding to it. You're right. They do.
it's like, okay, then say this is a different timeline or something. All right, I know we're getting off track. We're ravaging.
No, that's all right.
But
I've
yeah,
come to terms
Predator.
with
I
it.
just think it would be a neat, you can't communicate with it, and its whole purpose is hunting, and just to see what happens. I mean, you could even say Alien at the same time, because they had Alien versus Predator was a crossover there. Although I wonder,
So what-
do you think the Alien, that venom it has that melts metal and all that, do you think it'll go through Beskar?
Ooh. Alien versus
okay.
Mandalorian.
Alien versus Mando,
Oh boy. Okay, that's a real street level one right there.
Oh, you see, Dave, did you ever watch the web series Imperial Military Stories, The Relentless?
No, I don't think I did. No.
It was put together something like 20 years ago. It was like
all the way
literally
back in 2005.
Star Wars fan film. Imperial Military Personnel Stories, or IMPS, and it follows the heavy carrier Relentless, and it is like a propaganda video, but they follow like this squad of Imperial stormtroopers on their last day before they rip with new guys coming in, and it is like the most hilarious thing to watch when you're deployed, getting ready to redeploy, and you're like talking about the effing new guys and everything, and it's just so out of pocket at times. But
I'm getting confused with that with another one I've watched, very very similar, but yeah,
this one does have an Alien Predator Boba Fett moment.
Really?
This is the
Okay.
one I showed you the intro with Peter Cullen doing the voiceover.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but
It is amazing.
Well, we'll have to check it out on YouTube, right?
On
you said?
YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the tube.
IMPS the Relentless or Relentless,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Chapter 1 is the original from chapter 1 from whatever 2005.
Okay, so Alien versus the Mando. Okay, this would have to be a similar situation. Oh, okay. Here. Remember season 2 of Mando when he's on that ice planet and it's all those ice spiders? First of all, I can't ever watch that one again. It was good, but I just can't do it. Ice spiders,
Same.
no. So he's probably all right. Let's just say that Mando is sent on a side quest yet again, and he's looking for something about trying to find some component for the Lost Galaxy, where Ahsoka's stuck. Right? Is it Ahsoka and what's her face? Sabine. Yeah. So he's looking for some kind of thing, which is not out of line because Ahsoka found the map and in old ruins at the beginning of Ahsoka. He's on this planet, and one of the face huggers erupts and jumps on him, but it can't connect. So I'm going to go with Beskar is resistant to the venom.
Sure.
And then it hides on the ship. He thinks he destroyed it, but another face hugger got onto his ship. And so then he gets on, and you'd think it's going to be one of those things where it's on the ship and he has to deal with it. Now, too small of a ship. He gets down onto another planet. Oh man, what would be a good planet for him that would have stakes, but it would still be street level? Navarro?
Coruscant.
Ooh.
No, let's go Corellia.
Corellia. Okay.
Corellia.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of underground stuff going on with there. So, yeah. So hijinks ensue in Corellia, and he has to incur the help of that slug monster that at the beginning of Solo.
Okay.
Yeah, and to have her minions who are they're just younglings, right? Not all, and she'll go, oh, you can have the older ones, and it'll be fine, and and it'll turn into where Mando can't really put them at risk, and now it adds urgency to have to find this alien, but then one of the ne'er-do-wells, so the moral relativism there, one of the ne'er-do-wells gets infected by the face hugger, and then that's when the alien erupts and gets into a fight with the slug monster lady that's in charge. So that happens. The kids, I'm spitballing here, so I'm just throwing out ideas,
But then Grogu eats the face hugger.
Face hugger's
That would
gone.
be funny.
That would be funny though.
Well, that was practically what they did in that episode. He cracks open the egg. It looked like the egg from Alien.
Which, yeah, you're absolutely correct. So, okay, I think that would be a good street level story for a galaxy far, far away.
Sure.
I mean, it got kind of expansive when it got to season 3, did it not? Well, middle of season 2 as well.
Yeah.
Mando was originally like a microcosm, just a stranger wandering in from the desert kind of thing. Just trying to find a way to
and bounty hunter.
Yeah,
and it was fine until they screwed it up with the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry.
No, you have nothing to be sorry about. I remember I was in Hawaii when the Book of Boba Fett premiered. Oh wow, we're short on time. And I was able to watch it at 9:00 at night when it went live at midnight Pacific. And I was so excited. I texted DT, and I didn't care that it was 3 a.m. I'm like, haha, I get to watch Boba Fett. And well, the rest is history, right? I got to be the first to suffer. So
and the sad part is like even even the things that didn't quite hit about the book of Boba Fett. How do you sideline your main character? That's in the title for practically 2 episodes.
Yeah, I mean that's all
just sits there and
post-production.
just does nothing. And
Yeah.
is in a backpack tank,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's all production issues. That's the sign of someone having to come in and to rescue it. And I mean, if it's
No,
more
that's
Morrison
not
was
production issues. That's writing issues. That means that they didn't
Yeah.
have a clear cut. Here is where we want to take the show to. I mean, because
Well,
they're in the expanded universe, they had a whole series on how Boba Fett got out from the Sarlacc pit, with the
Sure,
help
yeah.
of Forloom, and then how he ended up becoming the Mando, which was the one in charge of
Yeah.
Mandalorian.
He became Mandalore.
Mandalore. Yeah, he became the Mandalore. So, and it's like
Which
that was a good
they
story. Pay them and use
Yeah.
it.
Well, they teased it a little. How he got out of the Sarlacc pit is not dissimilar to how he did in the book of Boba Fett.
Right. Yeah. I mean, but then to lose all of his armor
But
and
everything
everything.
else.
See.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying it's right.
Well, Mac, I got one more for you.
Okay.
All right. Stargate SG-1 and the X-Files.
That seems almost perfect.
That is perfect. That is absolutely perfect.
Both of them are secret organizations.
Yep.
One is trying to find the truth on Earth. One is trying to find the truth out there.
But here's the funny thing. One actually knows the truth.
Exactly.
The other one's looking for.
Well, hold on, because it took a little while for Stargate, the SGC, to figure out who the NID were, which was the super secretive government organization. So it's not too far fetched to say that the Smoking Man was in charge of another super secret organization that has eluded detection by the SGC and has sought.
Yeah.
I mean, they showed something similar to the Greys, which would be the Asgard in SG-1, but you could have something different that looked similar. They would be like, cloned drones, because we've been seeing clones throughout all of X-Files, right? So cloned drones of the Asgard would fit, and this secret organization was using them, and the Asgard didn't know this. And
yeah, that's what I said. That would be a good.
Yeah, that would be good. Now, do you have Mulder go off planet?
Eventually, yes.
I mean, you'd have
The real
to.
question
right?
is, was he ever really on ours?
Well, that's the other factor. Okay, all right. I got a
Even
great
better,
opening scene.
have the X-Files investigate evolution.
All right, great opening scene. Mulder and Scully are walking down the FBI headquarters hallway, and Mulder's mad. Scully's going, "Well, what do you mean that they've brought in an outside consultant?" "I don't know, Scully. Some numbskull from the military. They just think that we need some kind of consultant for the X-Files." And this is just another example of them trying to go over my head when I'm perfectly fine doing what I need to do. It opens the door, and you see the back of cut to the scene where you see a close-up of the hands of the person that's invading in the office, and then you hear Colonel O'Neill go, "Well, you're absolutely right. I am going to go over your head." Turns around, full body shot of Colonel O'Neill. "Agent Mulder, I presume." And something quippy. I don't know. I'm not quippy enough to, he would have something to refer to
some Simpsons reference.
Yeah, some Simpsons reference. And I don't think he would say "hello, nurse." He would say, "Oh, I need
Doctor?
that Simpsons reference, DT." Where's the Simpsons reference?
I was not a big
no.
Simpsons fan, so
Yeah.
I do like Simpsons, but that's. I mean, you gotta have the right. You gotta have the right moment. You can't just randomly throw it out.
Yeah, I know. I know. Again, this is the spitball part, right?
Don't do it,
Yeah, well,
Mark. Give divorce a chance.
still,
love
he
this.
just some quippy, All right, here you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Colonel General Jack O'Neill, U.S. Air Force. Now, Colonel Jack or General Jack O'Neill, depending on what era that we,
Oh, and then he beams them up to the Prometheus.
I hear you've been investigating off-world encounters. No, they're all strictly on-world. Well, everyone's got a first time. Click, click.
Yep.
And then they are on the Prometheus
or the Dead
or the
List or
Phoenix
something
or whatever. I don't know.
I think you're onto something, Dave. But I have a more interesting one. I think.
Okay, please.
X-Files and Sleepy Hollow.
The TV show.
The TV show. Did you ever see it?
No, I have not.
Oh, it was good.
I can see where you're going with this, DT.
Well, they crossed over with Bones, and you have the hyper rational, rationality of Bones.
Of police procedural.
They were both Fox. Yeah. And both Fox properties, and they cross it over with their supernatural, investigative mystery.
Yeah, okay.
But the Ichabod Crane resurrected from the Revolutionary time to help stop the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse is basically what it is. And he's paired up with she's an officer in the Sleepy Hollow County Sheriff's Department before she eventually goes and joins the FBI, which is then how they cross over with Bones. Now that would be interesting, a crossover with
the X-Files.
Because now Crane keeps trying to hide that he's 200 years old from everybody around him. And all that's going to do is fuel Mulder's conspiracy theorists.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. And all right, I can do that. I mean, out of the two, I'm sorry, DT, I'm going to have to go with the SG-1 because that's one I really want to see. You
wrote most of it.
Oh, man, that would be such a great opening scene. Oh, it'd be so great. And then
you could cross over with Star Trek, them investigating any number of times the Enterprise or crew went back in time.
Went back in time. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Was
there was a
Paramount? No, it's Fox, right?
It was Fox. There was a special edition Star Wars comic done probably 20 years ago. And it shows the Millennium Falcon hitting some, the hyperdrive just goes into overdrive and shoots them halfway across the known universe. They crash land in what appears to be an Endor-like environment. And Han and Chewie get out to investigate. And it turns out they're in 18th century, the Pacific Northwest. Solo and Chewie get into a short fight with local Native Americans. Solo gets killed. Chewie puts his body in, back in the Falcon, and then proceeds to forage for himself. It flash forwards to the 1930s, and Indiana Jones and Short Round are exploring this crashed site. This is a real comic. You can look it up.
I'm sure.
He comes upon Han Solo's skeleton in the seat of the Millennium Falcon, going, I don't know there's something about this guy that's really familiar, Short Round. And as they leave the crashed Falcon, you see this, you see Chewie kind of up against the background of the trees. So Chewie is actually Sasquatch.
Yeah.
He should have come in there, have Indiana Jones come in there and say, "I've got a bad feeling about this."
They might have. I can't remember. It would have made sense. Yeah, there was that. You liked that book, didn't you?
I don't know. It's stuck in my brain. I don't know if I liked it or not. It felt weird. This came out in 1998. So
that would
after
be
First
weird. I mean, you
Contact-
get superheroes versus regular people,
And there was the comic where they had the original cast meet the X-Men, and they had to figure out how to make the TOS cast look a little beefier and make the X-Men look a little less beefy, so it didn't contrast too much. But this was a book, and was talking about how a planet the Enterprise was exploring was dealing with its population of mutants that kept cropping up. And Professor X was on the Enterprise. This is like a sequel to when they had already teamed up, and it was a continuation. And they actually had Professor X in Picard's ready room with Picard talking. And Storm and Riker walked in, their two number ones, looking at them. And Riker's like, "Did you notice they look a lot like each other?" Yeah. And this is before the movie, right? So this was... I don't remember how it ended. I just remember that sticking in my brain. And then when they announced Patrick Stewart as Professor X, I'm like, well, there you go. Prescience right there. So
wherever you go, there you are.
Yeah. And that's it. I figured we ignored it last time. I needed to bring this up this time. I don't remember much of it, but neither of you read this book, right? So
no, I have not.
Yeah. So, DT, I'm surprised you didn't. But was it because of the X-Men, or?
I wasn't really big into the X-Men. I never really watched the cartoon when I was a kid. I don't know why. Maybe it was just because it came out and I was a little older by then when it really kind of came out in like the mid-90s.
I watched it all the time. We're 2 months older. We're 2 months apart. So
I'm not saying it's just, it might have been like as I really started getting more into sports at the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still
Plausible.
kept the Trek pretty rocking hard, but there were some things that kind of phased out a little.
Yeah.
But
right.
but then I saw the movies, and the movies were good.
Well, they were very
especially the first one.
mainstream. They were very well done mainstream wise. So,
but
it was
hell, half
accessible.
the reason I watched the first movie was because Patrick Stewart was Charles Xavier. Okay.
Well, I think a lot of Star Trek fans went because of that. So,
yeah.
But okay,
Halle
we
Berry.
we need to start wrapping up here. Anything else? DT, Dave. That X-Files, the X-Files SG-1 crossover is going to sit in my brain for a little while. I might have to do some fanfic. I don't know.
I kept thinking there's got to be a really good one to cross over with Terra Nova.
Well, Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park, yeah. That one was just a little too obvious.
I know.
But there's just some really great ones that we pulled out that weren't Star Trek, Star Wars, Marvel, DC. We definitely spread it out on this one. And Dave, I think you really helped us break out of our niche there and into the wider universe. And thank you for that.
Yeah,
Oh,
thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right.
Well, I mean, I'm a little older, so I do know some of the older stuff, like Space 1999 and Planet of the Apes and stuff, I mean, I've watched a lot of those. One of the ones I was just going to joke around with was The Last Ship and Sequest DSV. So,
yeah,
they're both, they're both in the water and all that. But then you could have the DSV because they're under the water; they don't know what's going on. all the stuff that the last ship is dealing with, and then they meet up.
Yep.
Sure. I always thought an
That's a good point.
interesting crossover would have been The Last Ship and Last Resort, which I
Yeah.
think Last Ship kind of stepped on. Like the Last Resort kind of crawled so that Last Ship could really move forward.
Right. And then another fun one, if you want to end with a fun one, MacGyver and Stranger Things.
Oh, yeah.
They're both kind of the same time. They're both late 80s or early 80s.
That would work really well.
they get into all these mischievous stuff, and then MacGyver comes in there and says, "Well, hey, all I need is a stick of gum, my Swiss Army knife, and some duct tape."
Yeah.
I don't know. MacGyver, the A-Team, and Magnum, I think, would have been ultimate 80s rock.
Add Airwolf in there too.
Oh, yeah, you need Airwolf, and then now you got pure 80s crack right there.
Yep.
Dino Riders. That would have crossed over well
yeah.
with Terra Nova.
I was going to say
that
Dino
would be-
Riders, but wasn't that just a toy line? Or am I thinking of... Oh, no, that was a cartoon.
They
There
all
was
were
a
a cartoon.
They were all
Yeah, they all were a cartoon. I'm thinking
G.I.
of High
Joe,
School
Transformers,
Dinosaurs.
He-Man, they all were.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was back in
Oh.
the day when they couldn't make a toy line for a cartoon, so they made the cartoon so they could sell toys.
Yep.
If that makes sense,
Yeah.
They couldn't
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
advertise
Oh, yeah,
strictly for the toy, so they were like, "Well, how can we get around this? Oh, let's just make a cartoon about it."
Netflix,
the
the
80s were a
toys that
magical
what
time.
built us? Was it the toys that built us or the toys
Yeah.
that made us?
Toys that made
Toys
us.
that
Yeah.
made
Toys
us.
that made us.
I mean,
Yeah.
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 80s
They
a
were dead
magical
on.
time.
And the funny thing is, Dave, is like a lot of people where we grew up, where I live now, one of the bigger employers is Hasbro.
Mm.
Because it's right down. It's like 25 minutes away.
Oh wow.
So
Yeah, my grandmother worked for Hasbro. And my mom.
G.I.
So-
Joe was literally I want to say it was the new versions of G.I. Joes that were popular in like the 80s were like designed and invented by some dude who used to live in our hometown.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Funny. Of course, I remember when G.I. Joe was a 12-inch figure.
Yeah, like Barbie and Ken.
Barbie and Ken, and had all the cool stuff. Yeah, I had all that when I was younger, because we would get the big Star Wars figures also that were the 12-inch figures too.
Oh.
And I want to say there was an actual character called G.I. Joe. There was one guy that was Joe, and then everybody else just kind of, then
That's
they added Snake Eyes and
when
all
they
that stuff.
when they retconned everything and they made the comics and everything. That was the
Mhm.
character Bruce Willis played in the G.I. Joe sequel.
Right. No, not the sequel. No, it was the first movie, wasn't it?
Dennis Quaid played General Hawk in the first movie.
Oh, that's
Bruce
right.
Willis played General Joe Colton in the second
Colton,
movie
yeah.
with The Rock. He was the original G.I. Joe.
Well, there we are.
Yeah.
All right.
You need
very
a good
good.
Bruce Willis action movie from time to time.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Well, I do appreciate you, Dave. Thank you very much for joining us. This, as always, has been a delight. So, as before, you have an open invitation, and that the rest of the just let them know if they want to join. More than happy to have them on. So,
The music's drowning us out, bud.
I don't like it that it does that. It'd be nice if it could be a nice, easy play out. But anyway, on that note, until the next time, you guys keep dreaming. We'll keep working. I am PS McKay for those sci-fi guys. It's out there.
And I'm DT Cavman. Big thanks to our pal Dave from These Sci-Fi Guys. Thanks for stopping by. Glad to have you on. And as always, you're welcome. And we'll see you on the high ground.
And Dave, why don't you throw out a plug where everyone can find you?
You can find us on YouTube at These Sci-Fi Guys. You can also find us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Facebook. All of them are at These Sci-Fi Guys.
All
Crash
right,
and
then.
burn.
Wherever crossovers are sold.
Yeah.
Those Sci-Fi Guys is an independent broadcast by Alpha Site Productions, produced by DT Capman and PS McKay. Ocean by music by Aiden under Creative Commons license. For more information on upcoming episodes, follow PS McKay on X at PS McKay or go to thosescifiguys.com for past episode information. You can now find us on Spotify, so head on over there for our latest episodes. But don't worry, you can still find us on Apple. We're also live on Rumble. You can find us on YouTube with live video podcasts and Facebook, so be sure to leave a like and a comment and let us know how we're doing.